Hey folks, Jerry Stevenson, Chief Redneck in Charge here at the Redneck BBQ Lab, McGee's Crossroads, North Carolina. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make a bacon wrapped pork loin at home, just like I do at my home. So, first thing we're going to start out with is a pork loin. As you notice, this is about a 3-pound pork loin. You can buy them at the store, or you could do like I do and buy the whole pork loin and cut them into thirds and use a vacuum sealer to freeze them. You can make them in center cut pork chops or pretty much anything you want to, maybe even something cool like this. So the first thing that I want to do, I want to go ahead and trim this pork loin. If you notice on the pork loin, this looks like it's a fat, but it's really not. This isn't elastin that's on this pork loin. It's what kind of keeps it together. The elastin part of it is something that's not really edible, not really tasty. It adds nothing. And as a matter of fact, it actually keeps our seasoning from being able to go down into the meat and help create a crust on it, or bark as you'd like to say. So go ahead and trim this up real quick. This is one of those necessary steps I always say, especially with a pork loin. This can be done days prior to you smoking this. You can do it right before. However, this is one of the steps that I recommend that you do not skip, because it is something that will, like I said, create an issue for you later on when you go to bite into it. It'll be a little chewy on the end versus kind of melting in your mouth delicious if we end up cooking this right. This is barbecue, and in barbecue you do make mistakes. So I'm kind of here today to kind of show you guys how not to make mistakes at home like I have in the past. Now, as you know, my little saying, if you're familiar with some of our videos, and if you're not familiar with our videos, please like, subscribe, and go to our various media channels, and you'll see some more informational videos like the one you're seeing right here, right now. But like I say in some of these other videos, is the difference between me being a professional is that I've ruined more meat than most amateurs have ever tried to cook in their life. So it's not really that I know more, but as a wise man told me, always pay attention when someone's speaking that's more wise than you are or older. And pay attention especially to what they tell you what not to do versus what to do. So that's a little pro tip today. But there you have it. Nice little pork loin that we've trimmed up real quick. In this application today, I'm actually going to inject it. And you've heard this if you're familiar with competition barbecue injecting. A lot of times we inject meat basically to put some stuff into it, flavor enhancers, moisture retainers, some stuff that kind of helps it. Today, we're not doing any of that crazy stuff. No MSGs, no other stuff, let's just say, that goes in there that's chemicalized. Today, we're going to put a simple combination of white grapefruit juice and apple juice. You can use pineapple juice. One thing I will tell you about pineapple juice is that pineapple juice will help this meat break down quicker. So if you do inject your meat with pineapple juice, it's another tip, do it and then put it on the smoker. Don't let it sit overnight, or you're probably going to have a product that's kind of mushy. This is a commercial injector. It's called a Spit Jack. It's the one like I use in competition. And it just, like I said, you fill it up with whatever liquid you like and inject it. And refill it. This is an 8-ounce bottle, and I probably, if you guys at home are sitting here trying to figure out this recipe, it's probably, I'm going to put about 4 ounces, maybe 6 ounces of juice in it. But I'd like to show you how I'm doing this. It's kind of hard to see sometimes, so let me see if this helps. So I go into this meat like this, and I push it all the way through, and I give it a couple pumps and pull it out. This is why we're doing it in a pan, if you just saw that, that spray right there. Then I'll go into another quadrant of the meat, the other third, and you kind of see it starting to get full, because as I push this, you can see some of the juice coming out of this. And I know it's got it in there. So, keeping tabs at home, 4 ounces of apple/grapefruit or grape juice. I don't know if I use grapefruit juice. It would be one of those funky combinations. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to put down some clear plastic wrap. This is one of those things that will help me with the next part that we're getting ready to do, and that is the bacon wrap. And you'll see, it's easier to show you than to kind of tell you why I'm doing that. It'll make sense in a second or two. But just lay down a couple sheets, probably a bit more than what I need. Next thing I want to do is I want to take, I've got a pound of bacon here, and I want to start laying it out like this, as so. Right now we're just kind of laying these in stacks on the lengthways. Man, you guys like the smell of bacon? I always do that, just that salty hickory smoked smell. It's one of those things that I've always liked. Who knows, if you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel right down here, you may be seeing some homemade bacon that we make in the lab that you guys may be able to make at home. Stay tuned. This is the first step in this bacon weave. This is something I didn't invent or anything. It's just something that's been around for a while. Is I go to every other piece of bacon here and I fold it back like that. So you can see, like I said, if we're keeping tabs at home here, I have 7 rows of bacon. What I want to do next is take another piece of bacon and lay it just like this. This is where you'll kind of have to get creative. I'll actually cut a piece in half. Put a piece in there. And the next thing we want to do is fold this back across, as so. Then we want to take the opposite. Remember we folded this one first? We want to take the opposite and do every one over again. Like so. This is one of those things you just repeat. Until we get to the end. Just like so. I don't think we're going to get that last piece in. We will try, especially right here. We'll go ahead and stick one in here just so. Just like that. Next, we want to come on the opposite side and do kind of what we did before. So I'm going to start instead with this row. I'm going to start with this row and peel it back. And like I said, this is called a bacon weave. Effectively, we are making a basket out of this. And just take your time. Don't do like I do and get too fast. Secret to good barbecue is patience. And ruining a lot of meat in the process. All right, I think we get one more in here, folks. It looks pretty good. So you can kind of see what we've done here. We've created this lattice, this basket work of bacon, fatty goodness. This bacon will kind of help the pork loin by not getting a lot of temperature, a lot of heat on it. So it'll keep it from basically expanding too much and rupturing. Plus, it just kind of adds a delicious flavor to it that I like. Everybody loves bacon. It's not vegan. The next thing I'd like to do is we're going to use today for this is we want to season our meat. And the seasoning we're using is our chicken and rib rub. This chicken and rib rub has been one of the things with us that we have been able to win a lot of money with on the competition trail. Most recently, we won one of our first world championships with this in chicken at the Jack Daniel's World Invitational Championship here in 2019. And recently, we just won an award, National Barbecue Association, as best poultry rub in America. So go chicken rub. This rub's available at the lab. And hey, look, if you guys aren't in Johnson County, North Carolina, you can find this product as well as our other rubs and sauces right here. This is one of the best places to be able to pick stuff up from the convenience of home. So I want to take some of that chicken and rib rub, that Redneck BBQ Lab chicken and rib rub, and I want to put it on the inside of this bacon. A lot of people are like, well, why are you doing that? Well, we're getting ready to put two proteins together, and what I want to do is I want them both to kind of come together and stick together. So some of the glue that helps will be coming out of here is the proteins that come out of this meat and as well as out of the pork loin. And that will kind of combine together that kind of makes this glue that keeps this thing together. So next thing I want to do is I want to season our pork loin, and I'll do this right over the bacon. If I get a little extra rub on the bacon, it'll be all right. Just like this, right in the middle, and season the backside of it as well. The next thing is I want to fold this over. And this is why I laid down this cling wrap, this plastic wrap. This kind of allows me to pick this up, and I kind of curl it up like this, and allows me to pick it all up at once and it not fall apart. So I'm going to just kind of pick this up and pull it over like that. Actually going to grab hold of it like this with my hands. I'm going to push the loin like this and actually use this plastic wrap to help me roll this up like so. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it comes together pretty easily. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to start removing the plastic wrap, because as y'all know, plastic and smoke probably are not the best combinations. So very gently, just like we put this together, we very gently remove the wrap. I'm going to tuck in the ends like so into this pan. The pan that I'm using has a wire rack underneath it. It's something that you guys can find online. It's basically a cooling rack that goes into a pan. You can use, this is a disposable pan I'm using, because when I'm done with this, I like to toss it away. It's just easier for me for cleanup. And I've got a million of these in the restaurant. So again, these pans can be found online or at your wholesalers, you know, the retail wholesaler place, these big box places. You can find them there, but I find them useful for pretty much anything. Last thing we want to do before we go and throw this into the smoker is I want to season the outside just a little bit, again, with our chicken and rib seasoning. Not trying to get too much on it, but just a good, what I call a medium coat. And there we go, folks. That is how to prep a bacon wrapped pork loin. Now, the next step is let's get this thing into the smoker and get some good clean smoke on it and get it ready to eat. All right, folks, we're outside with this bacon wrapped pork loin we just prepared. We're going to throw it into our smoker. We're going to cook this thing about 250, 275. Probably going to take about 3 hours. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a probe into this, and we're going to put the probe at 145 degrees. 145 degrees is what the FDA says is good for pork now. They changed their mind. Personally, I like mine about 150 degrees. So we're going to shoot for 145. By the time this thing's done resting, it will be around that 150 degrees that I like. So let's get this into the smoker. All right, folks, we're back here in the RBL studios. Our bacon wrapped pork loin was on our smoker. It took about 2 hours and probably 45 minutes to finish up. We brought it inside, covered it up to the rest. But before I did that, one of the little secrets I like to drop on this one is I put a little bit of maple syrup on it, just a little bit, poured a little over the top and took a brush, just kind of brushed it around and let that sit on it. There's something about pancakes and bacon in the morning that's just outstanding. And I think that little bit addition of that maple syrup doesn't make it really sweet, but it puts that little maple flavor in the background and it collects with some of these juices and it creates kind of a, I don't know, a breakfast type sauce, for lack of a better word. So like I said, just put a little bit, you don't have to put a lot of it on there. And let it sit. This pork roast now is sat for approximately 35, 40 minutes now. So hopefully the juices have distributed in it and the meat's relaxed a little bit. So when I cut it, the juices don't come squirting out because of all the pressure inside of it. But, well, let's see what we did. Oh, yeah. I still feel a little bit of heat when I put my hands over it, meaning there's still a little bit of heat inside. It's still warm, even having sat here for 35 minutes. First glance, I'm looking at the bacon, but I smell smoke. Then the bacon kind of comes out, and I'm just sitting here, I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, if I just had a pancake to wrap this in, it'd be awesome. But anyway, let's go ahead, let's cut into this and see how we did today. Oh yeah, that's pretty. You can see the bacon in there. You can see the juice on the inside of it, and sitting there how moist it is. And you can still see some of the juice coming out of it. Looks and smells delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of tuck her into a little piece. I can't stand it any longer. Any of you folks that have watched any of our channels know how I am. It's like I'll sit here and I'll start salivating. I can't talk anymore, and I'm like, just got to eat it. So here we go. Let's see how we did. Yeah, right from the get-go, you get this maple, smoky, bacony, porky goodness, and then in the background, as you're finishing it, you can actually taste some of the apple juice, some of that grape juice on the inside, combined with that rub. It all comes together. Perfect sweet, perfect heat, perfect salinity, and perfect smoke. Man, I just pray every time I cut into these meats to show you guys, pray that I hit the marks like I do on this. And today I hit my mark on it, and hopefully you guys can hit yours too. So once again, this is Jerry Stevenson from the RBL Studios with my friend Mike Baker from Event Webcasting. You guys go like this video, subscribe to our channel, subscribe and share this with your friends. We're sharing this with you and hopes you guys will share it with everybody else. And we get more people cooking, more people creating, more people collaborating, more importantly, more people sharing food, because food brings people together like nothing else in this world. Spread that kindness. Y'all spread that love, man. Let's start this revolution. Once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for being here today. Love y'all. See y'all next time.